The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone. My name is Rob McConnell, coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide, toll-free, 800-610-7035. Our email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all major social media networks, X-Zone Radio TV, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour is Philip Comella, and we're going to be talking to Philip about his new book entitled The Collapse of Materialism, Visions of Science, Dreams of God. Philip is a practicing lawyer with a philosophy degree whose mission in life is to expose the fallacies in our current materialistic worldview and to advance a more promising and rational outlook. In pursuit of that mission, he has spent 30 years studying the foundational ideas to our current scientific worldwide view and developing the arguments made in his book, The Collapse of Materialism, Visions of Science, Dreams of God. His website is www.thecollapseofmaterialism.com. And Philip, welcome to the X-Zone.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me. It's great being here, Rob.
It's great having you with us, Philip. Why did you write your book?
The basic reason is to change the world, because I think that right now our minds are separated. We have a scientific mind and we have a religious mind or a spiritual mind. And if you want to add the paranormal in there, maybe we have 3 different minds. And so from a young age, I really wanted to try to figure it out, hit the pause button, figure it out, and try to come up with a model that explained all of human experience, not just the physical world.
How long did it take you to write your book?
It began as a college paper many decades ago. I won't be specific with that, but it started as one of these. Everyone takes these self-study courses, at least in my era. It was a paper that I never finished. It's one of those incomplete grades. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote. I started it in college, and I went to law school, and I finished it about 5 years ago, and I rewrote it about 25 to 30 times. So it took at least 35 years to write it.
Now, how did being a lawyer affect your approach to writing your book?
Well, as a lawyer, I'm looking at things, what is the evidence and what's the logic supporting the argument? Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're researching Bigfoot and UFOs or whether you're researching dark matter or the multiverse. The question is, what is the evidence and what is the logic supporting the argument? And so I was raised and I fight for an open mind. I believe open-mindedness where it all starts. Mm-hmm. And so with the attitude that there needs to be evidence and logic supporting an argument, and again, as a lawyer, it's important for me to be credible, to have authority supporting the things that I say. The book has many, many endnotes because I wanted to demonstrate to people that I wasn't making this up, that arguments in the book are rooted deeply in intellectual history.
Now, in your book, you subject modern science to a lot of criticism. Now, what is it about modern science that concerns you the most?
The number one problem with modern science is that they have let people believe that only in a materialistic worldview, or only in a materialistic model, a model where only matter is real, where the ultimate particle, where ultimate reality is a particle, i.e. the God particle, that only a world of matter with no purpose or direction, that you could only practice science in a materialistic world. That is a major error, and I think it's the number one flaw of our current scientific worldview, because they forget that the object is to be logical, to make as few assumptions as possible, and to explain the physical world, not to ignore part of the physical world or experience because it doesn't fit the model. And what we're seeing right now is there's multiple experiences that continue to build in strength, such as the paranormal, life after death, Kundalini experiences, the fine-tuning of the universe, how something came from nothing, quantum theory. There's multiple experiences and human experiences that are shown that do not fit the materialistic model. And instead of science changing the model, expanding it, they're ignoring or trivializing those events that don't fit the model.
All right,
so
stand by, Philip. You and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Exonation, Philip Comella is our guest this hour. www.thecollapseofmaterialism.com is the website. And we'll be back talking more about his book, The Collapse of Materialism, on the other side of this 2-minute break. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, aguidinglight, spelled LITE.com, to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Exonation, Paul Comella is our guest this hour. www.thecollapseofmaterialism.com is his website. We're discussing his book this hour, The Collapse of Materialism, Visions of Science, Dreams of God. Now, Philip, other books have claimed that they too have either united or have the ability to unite science and religion. What's so different about your approach?
Okay, the difference here is that in order for this to happen, we need to change spirituality or religion, and we need to change the scientific model. A lot of people that try to put the two together, such as to reconcile the Big Bang with the book of Genesis, they want to keep the literal truth of the Bible there. They want to keep it in one solid piece. They don't want to change the old-time religion, and they want to keep the current model of science in place. What I think has to happen is you've got to take down both models to ground level, and you've got to build them up again. And the way I do this in summary is that I think that science removes its assumption of an independent material world, which is the underlying assumption of materialism, a world of matter that operates independently of consciousness, which, by the way, quantum theory has already disproved. But if science takes that away, and then we look at religion, we say, update your conception of God. Stop putting God up in the heavens. Go back to the Hindus and the Upanishads and look at God as being internal, as Carl Jung, the psychologist, said, that it's the collective consciousness. So therefore, when you do that, when you take away the independent world, and when you view God or spirit as the unity of being or one mind, then all of a sudden, now we've united religion in one God, and we can explain the physical world as a projection of God, God's dream. So I go all the way, and I think that that's what you've got to do. Some folks are not willing to give up the old-time religion or the current scientific model. But my thesis is that if you want to do it the right way, or if you want to do it, or if you want to go all the way, you're going to have to take down both models. And by doing so, we give both religion and science a deeper footing. And we start authenticating some of the truths of religion, and we start explaining more of the physical world.
But isn't it going to be very hard to change the way people think or perceive religious philosophies? And isn't it up to the individual to have that ultimate decision?
Well, it's obviously difficult to prove to people that what they believe is wrong. But I think that there is a growth aspect of this. I'm a big believer that people have to convince themselves of new truths. But there's a lot of precedent out there where even in our culture we see more and more people leaving organized religion and trying different expanded forms of spirituality, whether it's new spirituality, whether it's called New Age, or energetic healing. It's to me, it's a natural evolution of our spirit, or we become more aware of who we are. And what I'm trying to do is to give a logical basis for this new way of looking at things. I strongly believe that the only way it's really going to work is from the bottom up. People have to understand and start linking the picture together, understand that there's a better way to explain things. And I do think from top down, we eventually have to have a scientific revolution of sorts where we start changing the textbooks and we